Today on The Boot Guy, we're talking about the Carolina FR1503 flame resistant pull-on Wellington. Now, over the last few years, a lot of you guys who are doing high voltage have needed to switch over your clothing to all FR. And your companies have done a really good job of providing you with Tinsdale and Bulwark, but your foot has been missing out on this. But footwear really wasn't around yet. But now, have a look at this. Now, this boot is made from some of the most advanced materials and some of the oldest materials. I'm going to start with the Vibram fire and heat resistant sole. Now, that is one amazing sole. The Vibram sole is matched up with a full leather welt all the way around with a Kevlar stitch. It's an FR boot, so you know it's got an EH rating. Carolina makes this boot waterproof with their SCUBALINER, which they put in a lot of their products, which is one of those few aftermarket non-Gore-Tex waterproof liners that actually works. So inside the boot, Carolina uses something called a PC2 mid-insole. So there's an insole that's actually built into the boot that's glued down inside. But on top of that, they send along this comfort footbed. Now this is really thin, and when you pull this out, you're going to say, oh, well, that's a piece of crap. But when these two pieces are put together, you see the intent. You see why the footwear engineers did this, why they put this little thin thing on top of this beautiful PC2 insole. Now, the upper, Nomex Kevlar Ripstop. Yeah, Nomex Kevlar Ripstop. Now that is some amazing stuff right there. This boot comes with an aluminum safety toe, so that's how they can get the EH rating on it. Inside you find a Kevlar carbon felt lining all the way around the shaft and down into the vamp of the boot. The leather that is used on the front, the heel cup, and the midsection is a beautiful brown, soft leather. It feels like saddle leather, like something that you would find from the equestrian world. It's a really nice piece of leather. All the stitching on this boot is Kevlar. All that yellow stitching, that's all Kevlar stitching all the way around. Now the fit of this boot, you're going to be able to find this in a D and a double E width. And they started at 8 and they carry it all the way up till 14. So that's got a lot of guys covered on a lot of different sizes. Now, getting this boot on and off with all this material and all this stuff, first time I pulled them out of the box, I thought this is going to be a nightmare. All that Kevlar and carbon and all the felt inside, like this is just going to be a disaster waiting to happen. But it hasn't been. Guys love the way these things fit, the way they go on and off. Now, there's something to be said about guys that wear pull-on Wellington boots. They're a different breed from guys that wear lace-up boots. And because of that, Carolina understands that. So they built this boot with guys like that in mind. You know, all the electricians, all the riggers out there, they were thinking of you guys when they made this boot. So that's the Carolina 1503 FR boot. If you've ever worn FR boots, any of the FR boots from Carolina or any of the other manufacturers, please comment below. Let guys know whether or not it's a good place to put their money. Since they got to wear FR clothing, coverall shirts and pants, is there a need for an FR boot? Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. Hey, if you have any questions about this FR boot or any of the other FR boots that Carolina makes, please send me an email. Give me a chance to answer any in-depth questions on FR boots for you. Until the next time, thanks for watching. I'm the Boot Guy.